I just thought we'd explore the I am. It's quite a good way of having a little look at what's happening, how we're experiencing life. So this I am, a person with a name that we identify with, and we have an experience of a separate self. And the emotions and the thoughts and the feelings are all tied to this conditioned awareness, this awareness that's conditioned, that we take to be ourselves. And then what happens when we have an awakening is that we wake up to the fact that what we are is, prior to this label and name, that what happened was the label was applied to our unconditioned awareness, our pure being, just our I am. So instead of I am a story of a Colette in the world, there is this I am. And it's the I am that's experiencing, that's in this manifested world, and it's quite often called effortless being. It's awake to the fact that it's not a separate self. So the experience is that there's just this I am consciousness, I am awareness, pure being, and it's as if you're awake in the world. So there'll be thoughts, feelings and emotions, but they're not yours. Because what you are is unconditioned awareness or pure being. So you're impersonal. So you recognize that even in this moment, we could have a little look. The awareness that you are when we look from an open focus that I often point to. So we're not narrowed down trying to work something out in our intellect, in our logical thinking. We're in this open view. We're more curious and playful. We're just having a little look at what's actually here, when we're not stuck in beliefs and concepts and ideas. We open our view to explore the direct experience of what's here, of just this I am, I exist, from this open view. I think we can all do that. We can all recognize that we just are, that we just exist. Prior to I am Colette in the world, there's just this I am. And we don't add anything else. There's still existence, there's still movement, there's still talking, but you've just not identified with this label and identity and role in the world. There's still the role, there's still the movements, but the movements are recognized to be coming from this just I amness, just being here now. And this awareness is impersonal. It's not identified. It's just here now, uncoloured, unconditioned. Yet it can still have a personal experience. So that's how we walk in the world as effortless being. Now, there can be thoughts, feelings and emotions, the same conditioning that we identified with appearing, because that's what happens. That's just how life has been playing out. It's just been these patterns have become habitual, have formed a groove in a way. Now, when you recognize that you're impersonal awareness, the trick is to see if your impersonal awareness, anything that arises in your field of experience, is not yours. So the thoughts, feelings and emotions are not yours, because you are impersonal awareness. So how can they be yours? So there still will be thoughts, feelings and emotions, but you don't pay them attention. There will be logical thoughts that you will use. But if there's personal thoughts of suffering or, conditioned beliefs of not good enough, or people don't like you, or whatever the conditioned identity was over time in the world of duality. So if you're in personal awareness, they're not yours. They can still play out. And when you don't, when you don't experience them over and over again, they die down. And even if they don't die down, it doesn't matter, because they're not yours. So then we've got the I am. It's unconditioned awareness. It's just awake, alert in the world, spontaneously experiencing what's appearing. And then a little bit like this video, because I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just sit down, and then there's speaking happening. And there's nobody claiming the speaking. There's no separate self with lots of clever ideas or thinks she knows what she's doing. There is just there's spontaneous speaking. And it can be conditioned. I could take something I'd heard and then, start to repeat it. So there's a potential for that, absolutely. So there's this I am, how we operate in the world, but we also have a chance to see what gives birth to the I am, what we are at our core of our being, the truth of our being, the truth of all of this animating consciousness, this shaping and patterning. We've got a chance to see that what we are is untouched, is not in the world of duality, what we fundamentally are. And that's when the I am sort of dissolves. That's when we can't pin down or label what we are. It can't be known because it's not an actual thing. It's not something that we can hold up and label and talk about. It can only be directly experienced. And from this open view, we turn towards what's aware. So we're aware of objects. That could be effortless being. You're aware of the forms, thoughts, feelings, emotions, the things that are appearing in your experience, in this field of experience. And then, I've lost train of thought because I've seen a hornet. Sorry. So the I am experience. And the I am almost dies to its source, to its root. So we've got the I am in the world, the forms, that's where I was, the forms appearing, thought forms, feelings, emotions, objects, apparent others, all appearing. So this effortless being, I am. So there's an awareness of, and then we can turn towards what's aware, and there's aware of awareness. So it's as if we've turned our back on the forms, on the ever-changing, and we're turning towards what never changes. Awareness aware of itself, or awareness aware of awareness. And everything drops, the thoughts drop. And there's this spaciousness you recognize that's unconditioned. Now, as we explore that more, there can be some sense of somebody that's exploring, somebody that's looking. But when we investigate that looker, there's nobody there. No actual entity. What's there can't be labelled or spoken about. It can only be directly experienced. I have a video called Beyond I Am. Like a meditation. So I'll link that. Let's see what else I can talk about. So the I am experience. So this is a field of experience. So we can experience as I am, effortless being. And then we can experience the thought forms that arise, the feelings and emotions. We can identify with them. And then where I am someone in the world who needs the moment to be different, who wants to, who's resisting the moment, who's doesn't want it to be like this, doesn't want to experience life like this. You've got a personal view. It's contracted. It's resisting the moment because it doesn't like the moment. It wants the moment to be different. It has desires and opinions and beliefs about how things should be. So even after awakening, these thoughts can be, well, hang on a minute, I've recognized the truth of my being, but now why have I got all these thoughts? So we've identified with the thoughts of why have I got all these thoughts? But of course, what you recognize when you wake up to the truth of your being is that there is no actual entity there, that what you are is impersonal. So it's only if we personalize the things that are appearing in awareness, in this field of experience. So we don't personalize a tree. We don't say, oh, I'm that tree. I mean, in some respects you are that true, but we won't go there today. Because everything that's appearing is appearing from this one source. There we go, we are going there. Everything that's appearing is appearing from the one source. So it, in a way, it is you, but not the separate self you. So when you're believing you're a separate self in the world of duality, you know, and when I say when you, let's look at that. When I say when you are believing, that is life. That is that unconditioned awareness can pattern and shape itself into an experience of personalization via experiencing thoughts, feelings and emotions as a me, experiencing the awareness of thoughts, feelings and emotions, or recognizing you are that can't be spoken about at your core, at your unmanifested self. So it's just a little bit of explaining the I am, because we can all, you know, recognize that we can have an experience of just being a separate self in the world with a name and a body mind, and then just this I am. Open focus, resting back, nothing to get. You just are, just being here now. Or feeling into awareness, aware of itself, gives us chance to see that I am can dissolve, can drop into its root, its fundamental nature, essence. That's the essence of everything, so that's where the oneness is. The essence of everything that's appearing. The one self, appearing as many. It's all the essence. Its essence is the same. It appears differently, but its essence is the same. And that essence is something that can't be spoken about. It can only be directly experienced. And you can all directly experience it right now, because you all are it. That's why everybody says you are what you're looking for. But when we're looking in the world of duality, I am Colette, then we can't find it because we're looking this way. So then there's this I am, just present awareness, awake, aware, alert, uncoloured, unfiltered by any concepts and ideas of a me. And then that I am can dissolve. But this isn't something you get, it's what you fundamentally are, it's the essence of what you already are. But it's very confusing if you're in a world of duality saying, hang on a minute, where's my true nature? Because you've adopted the I, you've adopted the separate self, but what's looking through the lens of separation is the one self. So, you know, we can't see it here if we've adopted the I am separate ticket. If we've, you know, and when I say if we have, it's life, it's the one self can experience on all these different modes, on a personal mode. I'm separate in the world, I need to find my true nature, I'm looking out in the world, where's my happiness, where's my thing? Well, you are the happiness, it's just that you've veiled it. Life has veiled it, not you. The you that you are is unconditioned awareness, pure being. Impersonal awareness, where anything that appears isn't you, isn't yours. Thoughts, feelings, emotions aren't yours. They can be a useful navigation tool, but all that conditioned thoughts around a me that never ever existed. So how can you be something that never existed? So it's just to see that what was playing all of that is the one self, is the it's untouched, completely untouched by this world of duality. It's not in the manifested world. So we then can play in the world just in a lighter way because we know we're untouched. So if things are going wrong, you're untouched. It doesn't mean that you don't take action, but you're untouched. So you're not in the fight or flight panic. you're in wisdom because you just take action, whatever action, the best course of action at the time that you can do. So, and all of these actions are actually life doing it. There's no separate you. But it does feel like that. But you just get to see it more and more, that the mental overlay is what creates the idea of a me. So you see that you're already reaching and doing things. The hand's already moving without anybody wanting the hand to move. And then there's sort of this idea that, oh, my hand's moving. Oh, I should stop my hand moving so much. I mean, that tends to just completely fall away. Well, it did for me. There is no mental overlay about what's happening. There are thoughts appearing for me. Sometimes they're a long way away in the distance. And then I can sometimes notice them that they're... There's the hornet. Sometimes notice them a lot closer. But they're not mine, because I'm impersonal awareness. So they don't belong to me. They can be adopted and experienced. That's how life experiences separation and unity. So I hope this little ramble has helped. Thanks for watching.